or less than less, when they got the little scratch on it, started.
How are you?
Yeah, living a dream.
That's a drink.
It wants to go see what the floor is.
27th,
That, I think it was.
Wednesday,
You know, probably floor is.
1 o'clock.
Once you get down
Yes,
to a
ma'am.
certain point, then come the groove.
We have racing withdrawals yet? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There ain't much there to begin with.
No races?
I know.
It wasn't working. I'm like, why is it not working? The overlay we can get from boys. From them? But they're, as far as,
Paul, when's Ray and them gonna occupy that? First of the year?
What do you mean?
Ray, Beatty and Mooch.
Yeah,
First of the year.
exactly. They, matter of fact, Butch told me yesterday I need to get a hold of Ray.
I just think this
Ray
one.
wanted to talk to me, but the last I heard was is they wanna move in there in
Yeah.
December because their lease is up
Yeah.
It's vacation.
January 1st or whatever.
We really had a good time.
I'll be,
Looks like you're still paying,
Andy's
so.
already in there.
Hal just got back.
yeah, I'll be glad
Oh,
to
did
see him
you?
get in there.
Yeah.
I gotta stop down and see him.
Daryl,
I took-
Horn, his wife, and
Took all the
Mick and
old
his
trim out of
wife.
the old dining house.
Daryl Clark, you know Daryl and son?
See-
They went, there was
see
eight.
if they can
Worcester
bring-
County?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was 8 of us.
Right.
Wow.
She's
It's
kind of.
It's about 30 miles south of Cancun. Riviera de Maya. It was a secrets place, you know?
Good.
They just waited on your hands and foot, you know, all inclusive there. I wanted a pizza at the pool, you just say, I need a pizza. They brought drinks.
That's the only way to go. If you're a drinker, that's the only way to go.
You know, I didn't, well, I never got drunk one time. I
What?
didn't.
In Jamaica, all inclusive, I run them out of Crown. I'm putting a dent in it,
You know, I'd get a gin and tonic every once in a while, and I'd ask for, well gin. I said, I don't like that, that good stuff, whatever that is.
So here, City Hall,
It just wasn't bitter enough. But anyway, it was a good time.
Well, good, good. Uh-huh.
Showed up. Yeah, good to see you. What, you done a fabulous job, huh? I ran some quick meetings.
I won't be here next month.
Only thing about it, we still have.
Yeah, I won't be here.
And the one they made.
Well, that's not really what I'm getting at.
Oh.
What I want is to know
Hey, Carl.
for sure
The ninth?
is that Mr. Rogers.
the ninth.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Well, I'm actually, I'm gonna take off from here to camp. Cause, you know, Christmas falls right in between.
Spend with your kids?
Yeah. Heck yeah. Well, that means I don't have to
We're
find
gone.
someone to watch them.
We're gone.
11 years old, but it's like, kind of like they're twins and they don't get
Well, I
along.
wouldn't
Or
go.
just one or the other by themselves at home, what fun.
Nick and Marie.
Be 11. I'm on the 31st.
Oh, all right.
That's when we-
You know Daryl Clark works for this.
Yeah, you don't, it's,
But we really
at that
need
point where you're
space.
like,
It has to be
we
protected.
leave
We
for
always
short
flew
periods of
down
time and it works
I
out.
let him go after school.
Very nice.
Either way, seated or
Right.
not, it's still gonna
Well,
be
Kobe's
strong
usually
and
home by
protected.
4.
So you might as well go ahead and at least get some.
But still, yeah, they still fight
Well,
off.
hell yeah, everybody, half the people
Spend
down
time with
naked.
them, you know, while they're out. And, y'all can do some.
Nice people down there. I mean, they had, this place had machine guns around it.
I think that
Out on the
I'm
highway.
table,
Yeah, you can see machine guns.
Butler and I have been
Cops.
back and forth.
But it, you know, you're in Mexico,
I know.
you know.
So far, they haven't passed her out for,
Have another
Oh, yeah,
meeting
but
tomorrow.
I was wondering why.
that's their whole economy down
I
there.
mean, I don't look at this
No, I
in
mean,
the next.
Downtown,
week or so.
we were,
but
like I
I
said,
wanted
we
to give you
were
guys this
23
whole
miles
list.
outside.
Getting cold out there, ain't
Downtowns were all,
How you doing?
Sure.
Go
kids
back
get in
and
trouble,
No.
you know, disappear.
Cold, cold.
doing
But you
wrong
like, I
shit.
just wanna make sure if he says, well, I don't have it
We never
in the
left.
grade, even if he's gotta wrap it up.
Anyway, so.
We still gotta do a
Yeah, it'd be
protection.
up and down, up and down.
Everything, food,
You know, I've been told that some.
That's why their boy's foot come out.
Sure.
it's tomorrow weather.
Sure. Especially if you get some snow, you know.
So I had to take him for his pre-op.
That I don't even know what about. I just.
But I just wanna make sure he understands, like, while
Yeah,
I'm
he'll
done,
be,
you still need to get straw down and protect.
Break it.
Well, he told
No,
me.
his ligaments didn't heal
Now
all the
get cold
way.
elements.
They didn't knit back some of them. And then he grew an extra bone.
No.
in his ankle. He'll be non-weight bearing for 6 weeks. He'll be out of commission for sports full-time.
Them sports are rough anyway.
How's that?
My boy just had that full hip replacement.
Your truck. We pulled the cover off and it's got a little plug in the rear. But then we looked, there's 2 bulletins out for it. One is, they call them the clutches in the rear end. And the other one is the pinion angle. Well, it does, the symptoms for both, it does. If you're on a hill and take off, and then if you're turning, so there's both, so I don't know if you want to do both, because they're both major deals. You know, like for the pinion angle, you gotta cut all the shock brackets and everything, and you gotta rotate the rear end housing.
Sounds good.
That's the latest we're giving.
Yeah, which we can always do the rear end
But, yeah,
first,
he said somebody.
and then see,
Have his crews finish everything.
and then rotate the rear end for the pinion angle if it still doesn't.
Right.
So, sounds like he's put
Have
quite a
it,
few
just
people.
call me up with.
I hope so. This will be fine too. As long as.
And I found out, you talked to Matt when you dropped it off, and that's, so we had a talk of some communication issues.
Right, right. Well, it'd be nice.
Because Chris is who I hired to, you know, run it.
If it comes
So,
Wednesday. I mean,
he should be calling you in the morning.
He stays consistent with the Wednesday chiller thing so far. So I had to do it. Of course, that involves an outside agency too. So
Well, he was gone
that could be
pulling,
different, but anyway, that's where we are. Hello.
something getting us apart that we had to have for a
nicely
vehicle.
done, but I just wanted to let you know there was something else going on for them as well.
Good.
Have them call me.
Some tears over here last night.
Because when it does it when you're turning, that's the rear end.
Tears over here last night.
When it's on a hill and take off, then that's the pinion angle. It's like it's in a bind and then it's free up. So, well, it's really doing both.
I sent it to a few people.
So if it was me, I think I would do one, being the rear end probably, because that's gonna be the,
Yeah, no,
probably the simplest of the, I mean, even though it's major, but you're not cutting all the brackets and. Well, we're still.
Gotta spend some of that money you've been making, buddy.
Vehicles.
No, mine's on the same thing.
Anybody had any calls about anybody not coming or?
Aaron,
Which I mean, we're still good, right? Just as long as everything, just everything has to be 3 yes vote to pass.
it's 2, the quorum's 3.
Yep, so we should be fine.
Yeah, in that meeting last night, I did say to the mayor,
Well, I feel bad for you on that part because I know that you kind of, you have to lead them on.
Oh, okay. The members elect. So Jackie, they vote. Anxious, so. I know that would be a meeting, I don't even know what it was for, I couldn't even find it, I'm trying to find what it was.
That ordinance?
Yeah, it was just additional appropriation, rescheduling. Was it just?
No, yeah, I think that's what that one was on.
Was it just to get us through the year? Like all the stuff we were in the road?
No,
I couldn't find it.
yeah, it had to be, because the other one was 3-1 and, oh no, it was that. It was the loan commission.
Head runs weird shit.
I think's what it was. I don't know. Okay. You in a hurry? I believe in being prompt, people being on time. Call the November 12th Lawrenceburg Redevelopment Commission meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Oh, so
Secretary?
Connie is not here, so I'll do the roll call.
Our secretary.
Want me to do roll call?
Ever who?
Actually, it would be head, or, because our secretary is Connie, right?
Yeah, our secretary.
How about, I'll just do it. Tom Rogers. Here. Aaron Cook is absent. J.R. Holcraft is absent. City Attorney.
Here.
Donnie Bryant.
Here.
And Chairman Mike Lawrence, here. Looking for approval of minutes from the previous meeting.
That's so moved.
Second.
First and a second.
No, you don't. No, you wouldn't.
So,
Yeah, because the quorum's 3.
so really, we need to get approval the next meeting, right? Because I can't vote on it because I was not here.
True, as far as the minutes. Yes.
Well, actually, we'll carry the minutes from, what was that date on that?
Till the
That's
next
because
From
Mr.
October 29th.
Mike wasn't here at the last meeting, so he can't really approve the
Vote on it.
minutes, so he wasn't at the meeting.
So can you make sure that's on the agenda for the next meeting for October 29th minutes also? Okay, announcements. Walkthrough at the event center is Tuesday, November the 19th. Well, that's today. We've already missed it. We'll forget about that one.
I was gonna walk it too.
And, our next regular redevelopment meeting will be December the 9th at 5 o'clock. And financial report. And keep in mind, this is from a couple weeks ago, as of November the 8th, there was $748,596.85.
Each one gets these? Sure. Oh, here, I got one for Mike, too. That's amended. It says amended, get one to each board member.
Okay.
Got one.
And looking for payment of claims once properly certified.
That's this here.
Anybody have any questions? No questions? Have a motion?
So moved.
That's so moved. They're certified.
We have a first from Tom Rogers, and how about a second, Donna?
Second.
First and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can you sign those, I guess?
Move on to new business. Gary Fisher, request for sponsorship to the Regional Economic Development Program.
Good evening. Hopefully you've had a chance to look at the proposal that we submitted. I'll give you a quick review of it in case you haven't had time to read through it. But Proximo bought the former LDI facility, the warehousing and packaging operation, at the end of 2011, December 2011, basically. Since that time, we've made a lot of improvements to the facility, invested a lot of capital. At this point, we've invested about $7 million. Now, part of that we used in the previous grant program. I think it was 3.7 or 8 as part of that grant that we were getting. But then we spent an additional $4 million on the bulk liquid area that you can see at the facility now that'll hold about 500,000 gallons of product. That wasn't included in that project, and it's not included in this project either. It was just an investment that we needed to make, and we went ahead and made it at this point. This year, we've taken on a very large project. To us, it's very exciting because we're bringing Jose Cuervo tequila to the facility in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. As a matter of fact, we're doing it in 3 phases. We've already begun the first phase, and we've hired several people at the facility, and we've moved the production into the facility, and we're doing it with quick change parts on the bottling lines, and we're running in a 3-shift operation right now. long-term, that's not the way we want to run. It's not the most cost-effective, doesn't give us the flexibility that we're looking for, the efficiencies that we're looking for. So what we're looking at as the next phase is to actually upgrade about 6 of the packaging lines. It'll be roughly a $10 million investment to upgrade those packaging lines. Once we have those packaging lines upgraded, we'll be able to use the people we've got to shift to more of a 2-shift operation, so we're not running the entire facility around the clock any longer. Once we've made that investment and upgraded the packaging lines, the third phase for us would be to consolidate the production of what's called the ready-to-drink and the mixer business in the facility at Lawrenceburg. Right now, that's being done at a facility in Illinois and also at a facility in Mexico are producing both of those. And we're looking at consolidating that business and bringing it here. To do that, we need to make a significant investment in the facility because we don't have a packaging line that can handle that type of product. So to do that, we're looking at making an investment of another $13 million to bring in an entirely new packaging line and to build a processing facility on the kind of the back side. I think a couple of you guys have already kind of seen where we've started work on some foundations and excavation there. But to extend the building, bring in a processing area where we can actually process all of these ready-to-drink and mixer-type products that have a lot of sugar in them, have a lot of acid in them, that type of thing that, is not run on our current processing operation and our current packaging lines. So between the processing area and the new packaging line, we're talking roughly $13 million in investment. In addition to that, we're looking at expanding our R&D capabilities and product development capabilities, and we're building out a new lab on the lower section of the facility right now, so that we'll be able to do our own product development and R&D work here in Lawrenceburg. Right now, it's done through third parties, and we contract that work out for the most part. Since we've taken over the production of Cuervo, we've already introduced our first new flavor. There's a new product on the market called Jose Cuervo Singe, which is a cinnamon flavored tequila, and it's been out since about October and seems to be doing fairly well at this point. So in looking at the project expanding over all of 2013, it'll culminate middle of 2014, maybe even the third quarter of 2014 before we get everything entirely completed. At that point, we're looking at a net increase of 75 jobs at the facility and a capital investment of $24 million. And yeah, it's a significant investment on our part when you look at what we paid for the facility in 2011 and the amount of money that we've invested in the facility. So Proximo is here to grow the business. We're not looking just to stay idle or stay at a steady state and just continue to run the facility the way it was being run before. We're trying to grow the business as much as we can. We're trying to grow the business, in the United States as much as we possibly can. So, we're making an investment of $24 million, and we're asking for your support for a grant of $1.8 million to help us offset some of our cost. The 1.8 is roughly about 7.5% of the total investment that we're looking at making. So I don't know if any questions, or if you've had an opportunity to look over the information or not, if you have questions about it.
Any questions?
I'd like to say your Proximo's been very good over the past couple of years, meeting every deadline we've had, on the money coming to us, having Mario and Mr. Clark okay it, and you're about the only one that has done it in such a timely manner and an official manner where there's no questions. This is very good.
All right, thank you.
Get a good tax return on it, too.
I'd like to thank you for the new jobs right here in Lawrenceburg.
Yeah, I mean, with the jobs that we've created, we've tried to hire as many of those people as possible from the local community. If you look at, the 10 counties or so that's served by the grant program, I think out of the 65 or so employees that we've hired to this point, 50 some of those have come from, that area. So, we have tried to stay local as much as possible and, create jobs here in the community.
And this will be addition of another 75?
No,
Or is that counting?
in total, it would be 75, because we've already brought in about 65. The last phase will only add about 10 people, because we'll be able to take people that we're currently using on the third shift and move it into a 2-shift operation. So the total project, when it's finished, would be 75. It'd put us up to roughly 160 employees from where we were at the end of 2012 till like the middle of 2014. When we finish, we'd be at 160 employees. I think I did, yeah.
Like that.
One more question for me, just,
Yes.
so there'd be 10 additional jobs with this?
There'll be 10 additional jobs with the RTD and mixer business once we put that line in.
Now, is that just laborers pretty much, or?
For the most part, there'll probably be a shift supervisor. As part of this R&D group that we're bringing in, we've already hired an R&D manager for that position, and we'll be bringing in an R&D tech to support him, somebody with a chemical background that can work with him, somebody familiar with flavors and that sort of thing.
Okay. Just a question I would ask on council when it come there or whatever. With the grant, in the agreement, would you have a problem with putting in there hiring a good percentage of those 10 employees within Dearborn County residents?
I mean, we'll try to hire them. The problem I run into is that, I can't guarantee you that we'll hire them from Dearborn County, but we'll try and hire people from, this local community. We just have to make sure that we get the people to match, the jobs that we've got open.
Good job on that so far, Mike. You're probably going to bring some of your people from the other locations, most likely.
Since this is really new business for us, it doesn't really help us
Oh, really?
to bring the operations where this is being done now aren't part of us. I mean, it's being contracted out, so we wouldn't be bringing those people here. We're just bringing the business here.
Anything else?
He's asking this from the regional economic, that's 10 counties. So you can't really just say
We just sponsored.
Dearborn County. There's 10 counties down here. It's like
Yeah, but the money,
Toyota out there.
the 10 counties, because it's distributed to 10 counties. It's
Right.
not 10 counties giving it.
Right. Okay. I mean, I can show you, or get the information from, our HR group to kind of show you where we are today as far as the people that we've hired. We can do a distribution of, where the people have come from, if that'd be
That'd be
beneficial
nice
to
know.
you.
If you don't mind. Grant? I think Grant had something?
I just wanted to add that, we've closed out the first grant, which was awarded in early 12. So it's all closed out, and they met those obligations. through that.
And at one point, I know, Gary, we talked about an abatement, and I think you decided to go this route instead of an abatement. And I think that would probably make, at least, as far as council, happier, because it's not.
So you're not gonna be looking for abatement too?
Right. I mean, we were looking at, an abatement or a grant, and it seemed like a grant was more, I guess, palatable to the council than an abatement, so. And I think as you saw in the numbers over, the first 5 years of this, once we've made a $24 million investment, it'll add about $1.2 million to the local tax revenue here. I mean, our taxes will go up pretty significantly, so that, the money would be coming back into the community fairly quickly anyway.
And that's good with
You need that with the
the other
power
plant
plant
closing
shutting
over.
down.
I&M shutting down.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the request for sponsorship to the Regional Economic Development Program for Proxima.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor, but I'm gonna go ahead and let Grant, he had something.
The only thing is Gary's offered tours for the board members, and I strongly suggest we find some time to go do that because, it's phenomenal what runs on there. With the expansion above and beyond the original and what they've taken on, plus now this on top of it.
Have a motion on the floor, first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, sir.
All right, thank you.
The next item we're gonna table, which was, interlocal agreement.
The reason why I talked to Mr. Lawrence before the meeting, Mr. Butler and I have been going back and forth and looking at just some minor changes to this. Wasn't able to do that before tonight's meeting. I think we are meeting before Conservancy's meeting, so hopefully we'll have the draft that needs to be to them by their meeting Thursday. So, but he did contact me late this afternoon and suggested some revisions, and I was reviewing at the time. I had to come over for this meeting, so. But I just wanted to give you, this is kind of a rough draft that I gave to Mr. Seitz and also our staff to review. So that's where we are with it. Just wanted to make sure that it will come up again, probably at our next meeting, if not before. We may have to have a special meeting, but at any rate.
Thank you.
I'll have that.
Move on to, or anything else under new business? Move on to old business. Leslie Votal, 240 and 246 Water Street.
We do have that in your packets as well. It's a purchase agreement. It is with Miami Savings Bank. We did have the president of the bank has already signed. These are, if you look at it, the average of the two is broken down for 240 and then 246. The average of the two on 240 was 49,000 and 246 was 61.5, so the total will be 110.5.
Any questions from the board? This was approved a couple months ago, maybe longer than that. Is that right? The purchase of these a couple months ago.
Yeah. You advised me to send out the letter to them, to offer it to them, and we talked on the phone. I told them they didn't need to do a written response, that we were good. I could just send out the purchase contract to them and then bring it to you all, so.
Yep. What the board like to do?
Make a motion to move forward with the purchase of them.
Second.
First and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay to sign that then?
Yep. We'll move on to,
Mario,
In regards to those properties,
Could we get a motion to go ahead and, is it gonna be for demo? And if it's something you want to get done before the start of next year?
Are you asking me?
Asking the board for quotes, if we are allowed to get quotes for these.
Does the board want to make that decision or wait until the next meeting when at least more of the board's here?
Yeah, the next step that I'll do is get this purchase contract to our title search, you know, they'll do the title search and everything. So there's gonna be a little bit of lag, you know, but,
Because I won't be
I
here at the
wouldn't
next
go.
one, but hopefully
we'd
everybody
have
else
to get a right
will
of
be.
entry to start, or you just mean to get estimates?
Just to
bids?
get quotes.
I think the quotes would be fine. It's not like if we don't decide to tear it down or something else
Right.
happens, we could withdraw the quotes.
Okay.
So I don't think that's a problem.
Does somebody want to make a motion to
So moved.
put a bid out for, or
And the quotes would
Public.
would also include abatement and demo, so I mean, that's timely.
advertise? Did you make a motion, Tom?
I did, so moved.
First and second, all in favor? Aye. And a lot on Arch Street,
That's
Wesley.
with Mr. Clausine's lot. I also put a real estate purchase contract in your packets with that. He also agreed to the sale price that we offered, which was $25,500. Talked to him on the phone. He came down to the office and signed. He was good with it, so that's just needs to be approved.
Any questions? What the board like to do?
I'll move to go ahead with the purchase.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Finally
And appraisals for Industrial Drive.
got the one back from Pillar Group. They were waiting on a geotech, which we provided to them, but their final appraisal price was $65,000 as of June 28th, 2013. And with the I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, there. The other one that Mr. Thomas did, which I reported already, was 56,000. So the average of the two would be $60,500. That's Hill Creek Park subdivision, lot 11 on Industrial Drive.
That's what's the total, the average?
60,500?
Yeah.
And I think I asked this question last time, but it's been a while. Did that include all the way down to what I call the old landfill, or?
We tried to get clarification. I think Mike had that subdivided to be from the old bill site where the last geos were done, all the way almost to the pavement section of the credit union.
Can we get clarification on that?
So you think this is only a portion of that?
I think it's the whole thing.
Or you think it's the whole thing?
No, I think it's from Mike, your old driveway, basically all into the credit union.
Then it goes off. And that's the same part of it. That's just, so
Yeah, 'cause this is the driveway right there, going into my old place.
okay.
'Cause I figured people was gonna be asking, so.
Well, I think he plotted it out to be that, like I say, from your old driveway back to the credit union.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the way it looks.
Yeah, well, I think, I don't know if it goes all the way to the creek or not. There may be a back boundary stated there.
All right. Anything else under old business?
Yeah, actually, I did.
I would assume on this, probably gonna wait for the rest of the board to decide.
Yeah, I was just reporting what I found. I'm not even sure what we're doing with it, right?
Get no
Trying to
rest.
get an idea what the value was and then decide how to dispose those others we were going to.
Okay. And what about, and maybe, what about the cleanup there?
We've got papers on all the property as far as being able to sell it. It's clean.
No, but I mean, I know, and maybe I should be asking council, but it was, the money was in there to clean it up,
Still got that.
and they said that was gonna be done this year
Yeah,
for,
I think
Well, I think we were waiting to see what,
well, there's a project going on right now that
Right.
we're using for our laydown area. But the other cleanup, most of that has been removed. The millings, I think there's some spoils there again from the city.
any other old business?
There is. I did receive a demand letter on behalf of Mr. Snaybolt. It was dated November 8th. At this point, they're looking to try to settle it, but they're also, they said, trying to resolve this issue short of litigation. I do think under the executive session statute, we can have an executive session to discuss this. They have a number out there, so I didn't pass this out to you all because I do think it is a subject of an executive session when there is basically threatened litigation. It was a
That's
demand
fine.
letter, so.
Leslie, who are they?
I'm sorry, Mr. Zerby, David Zerby represents Mr. Snaybolt.
Who's
You.
representing us? You?
Yeah.
Okay, you said there's a settlement. They've,
Zerby's made an offer.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
offered.
Do you
But,
have a date in mind that you'd like
that's,
to try
yeah,
to set
that's what we
something
need
up?
to probably,
At all possible before December the 5th?
let's see here.
Mike, did you say before December 5th?
Well, a regular council meeting's on the 2nd, but that's what we came up with last night too. Everybody's
Have
out of
anything-
town next week, or, yeah, next week. I don't know, or what are you guys?
I mean, are you available next week?
I can do Tuesday or Wednesday.
Can we come in early before the council meeting?
We're already doing that on the 2nd, December 2nd.
Are you guys available Tuesday?
Yeah. 3rd? And,
No, Tuesday next week.
oh.
I
Yeah,
guess it could also be the 3rd, whichever one. you guys
There's
want.
a BZA meeting next Tuesday,
At what time?
That's right. 6.
6 o'clock.
Or do you think if we would do that at 5, hour and be
Yeah.
efficient with it? So
Are
can
you
we-
on BZA?
Yeah,
So can you
So
do
that would
Tuesday at 5
yeah,
before BZA?
Okay.
What's that date?
can't wait.
26. 26. Call an executive session
What time?
at 5 o'clock.
make aware of the rest of the board that we're having it.
Yeah,
Okay.
5. Okay. I think that's all I have. There was some stuff in the packets though.
Grant was,
Yeah.
go ahead, Grant.
I've got a few things here and, jumped into old business, but, one item, and it's kind of new business, but I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. Herb Flossing has, approached us about, the Walnut Theater. And I wanted to get the board's, feedback on that. Any interest on that? I know that there's been several groups that have talked about it, and that, but I just wanted to get a feed from the board.
I'd like to see us get it, and, he's selling off some stuff, and he's getting up there in age, and he's not getting around as good as he used to. He's ready to move. I'd like to see us get a couple appraisals anyway, and see what we're looking at. Make a nice comedy club or something down the road.
I think you might want to have the conversation at the next meeting.
I don't see why we would even be interested in it.
And I
I
don't,
mean, I just don't see why we would be, if someone could tell me why we would be interested in it.
I did make a call over to the club in Northern Kentucky, but guys will get back to me. I don't know what potential it is of just Herb's brought it up, and I just want to make sure the board, so if y'all want to table it till the next meeting, that's fine.
Kind of a historic place. I hate to see sell to somebody and they come in and tear it down and end up another doctor in there or a lawyer.
you want to make a motion to table it, or
I'll make a motion we table to the next meeting.
first and a second?
No, a second.
All in favor?
About then.
Good.
Also, under old business, you notice we have a letter regarding One West High. It was in your package for information only.
Yeah.
No action needed at this time. I understand the board's desires there. And also in the
Have we ever
package-
done appraisals on that building?
Huh?
Have we ever done appraisals on that building?
No, because they said they wouldn't take the average of 2 appraisals, and then the board voted not to pursue it.
No, there was more discussions. I had him put it in writing, and then, so we'll have that documented if something changes in the future.
All right.
And also got a letter from Maria La Rosa regarding the firehouse. I tried to have a conversation with her about this, saying that it was really tied up. But I wanted you all to see that she had sent a letter.
All right.
That's all I had.
And then also there's a letter in there from Rick and Shirley Baker,
Oh, that's that.
and just
Complaining.
make sure everybody's seen that, more or less, just so everybody knows. They moved here because quietness, living downtown, but still kind of like in the country, kind of disappointed with all the construction, more traffic, and they're saying if this board would be interested in purchasing their property so they can relocate them somewhere else in Lawrenceburg. Anything else?
No, sir.
Any comments from the audience?
Where is that, Mario? Is that right across the way from?
That would be the last house at the end of Mary Street, on the south end at the levee. Kind of the back alley there is used the new county park.
And that's construction to be done over there for,
Correct, but they've had, of course, the 3 o'clock wake-up calls and everything else because of the construction. I understand the frustration. But they also have semis coming in and out of the newspaper all hours of the night and day, too.
Pat?
I guess just to answer Tom's question about why would the city be interested in the Walnut Theater. Over the past few years, there have been several groups that have come in and interested in using it as an entertainment venue or a multiple usage venue. And I think what has happened is, I think we all appreciate Mr. Clausing. He's certainly a grand gentleman, and I like him a lot. But when he has tried to rent that facility, he has a tendency, it's his property, he feels very possessive of his property, which I understand. So when he has rented it, he wants to be there every time something happens, and that usually doesn't work well with whoever's trying to promote or present the entertainment. So I really think if someone could secure that property, that it does have potential for entertainment. And, really the districts and areas that are flourishing anymore are areas that have entertainment, restaurants, and bars. That seems to be where growth is. And so I think that's a pretty strategic property. If redevelopment or someone could secure it from Mr. Clausing, that might work. I've spoken to him too, just within the last month about it. We were talking about on another issue completely, and we talked about that building, and I think if he's really interested in letting go of it, I think that would be a very strategic move. There are a lot of older theaters in small communities all over the state of Indiana that are great examples of buildings that have been rehabbed, and they have multiple uses, and they're doing it very successfully. So, just wanted to make that comment.
And maybe you can put the word out, it might be available.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Paul?
I started another house on Martin Luther King today, and this morning I talked to, I think her name's Bev Mario, am I right? Jerry's ex-wife and Dee and Terrence's mom. Well, I had a conversation with her. She's interested in possibly getting rid of the little house, and the reason why I'd like to bring it up to you guys is I can talk to her, but that would be a completely brand-new street if that house was gone. And I think it's one that maybe ought to be thought about. She came to me. She's kind of a private person, so she don't want a whole lot of things, but if you would need a letter or something, or if you would be interested, you can tell me no, but I would hope that you might be interested in getting appraisals and then talking to her. She's not sure, but I told her the process that you guys been doing, and she says, Paul, I'm not sure, but I would be very interested, and I had a little conversation with her today. So I don't know if at this meeting or the next one if you would want me to get anything together. If not, that would be fine.
That's the old quarter place, isn't it?
It used to be
I think
quarters.
she got one like 17,000 or something like that for that.
I would think first thing, if she does want to, she should submit a letter, and
That's fine.
so maybe you can get that, have her to submit it before next meeting.
That's what I told her today, and I told her the process, and then when I went back to try to get the letter, I thought, well, I couldn't get a hold of her, but if I can definitely have something by the next meeting from her, and I'll talk to her daughter too. But the only reason why I wouldn't have worried about it other than it is the last house on the street, and it would make a whole brand new street. And that I just think it's kind of fits in with what you guys, I think, are trying to do. So that's all I got.
Thanks, Paul. Anybody else? Motion to adjourn?
Of course.
Have a first? First and second, all in favor? Have a good night. Have a good Thanksgiving, everybody.
See my boy, grandbaby, they're coming in for Christmas. Appreciate what you're doing over there.
That is where we're getting so much extra.
One has tanks. Goes to. Yeah.
Drilling happened. Hey, Tom. Don't get any ideas of drilling and tapping a tank and running a line over it.
You have a hose over there.
I guess that's cinnamon flavor, right?
It's just like that letter from Baker. I understand her frustration.
Mike, good luck on your boy. Good luck with your boy.
That time I said the same. I like Logan. I love her.
I'll tell you, them girls are good too.
See you. Never go home.